All right, so inside this video, what I want to do for you is I want to break down the best way to be getting clients inside your online fitness coaching business here in 2025. So what I want to do is over the next few minutes, I'm just going to walk you through a bunch of different tactical things, some flow charts. There's going to be a lot for you to pull away from this training. But most importantly, what I really want to do is I want to help you understand why right now you're probably struggling to get clients. You probably feel like, hey, the things that I was doing before that used to work in the past are no longer working as well. And you're absolutely right to say that. I want to show you the new way to do things. I want to show you where to be shifting and focusing your attentions and efforts this year in 2025 so you can be successful. But the first thing really that I want to do is break down for you. The old model is something that I myself, helped pioneer in with many other different business coaches over the last several years. But under the old way of doing things, it was just a simple 4-step process really we had, where the first thing was, you would capture attention, then you would take that attention and, you would convert it into an audience member. So you get a friend, you get a follower, then you hop in the DMs with that person and get them booked in for a call, right? So you book a call. And then after that, you would land your new client. So you would end up taking your sales call and land the client. All right, so this is kind of the 4-step system that we were using before that worked in the past. But in 2025, if you're still using this, it probably just feels like, hey, nothing is seeming to work. I'm hearing so many coaches tell me things like, nobody's responding to my DMs, nobody actually wants to book in calls. I'm running out of leads, I'm running out of people to talk to, response rates are low. And so they're really just, spinning the wheels and just struggling to understand what to actually do. So if you can relate to any of that stuff, that's literally what I just want to break down for you inside this training. All right, so let's just go ahead and dive into all this stuff. Now, the first place we need to start is let's talk about currency. So there are actually 3 types of currency. A lot of times as business owners, we think about money being like the main currency because that's obviously what we're here to do, right? We're here to generate revenue, create cash flow, pay our bills, support our family, live our life. The important thing to understand, though, is that we are currently in the creator's economy, all right? Right now, it is an attention game. It is those who are creating, that are capturing people's time, their energy, that are ultimately the ones that are making the most money right now. So the way to look at it is like this. There are 3 different types of currency. There's time currency, there's energy currency, and there's money currency. When we are talking about time currency, right, these are the 3 currencies, by the way, that we transact in. So when we're talking about time currency, what we're really looking at here is the people that are winning the most right now are having high levels of content consumption. These are people that are creating long-form pieces of content. They have podcasts, they have YouTube channels, they have email lists. And the thing that they're optimizing for is not just how do I get somebody to follow me, get them in the DMs, get them booked in for a call, turn them into a client. The people that are crushing right now with time currency, they are prioritizing getting people to consume hours and hours and hours and hours of content. And what that's creating is it's creating this world that by the time someone even gets on a sales call with them, they have already consumed so much content and they already know exactly who this person is, what this person does, how this person can actually help them, that the sales are just totally different. The person has already come into the call pre-sold, ready to go. They've already really made up a decision for the most part because they've just spent so much time just consuming content. The second type of currency we have then is energy. And the way that I want you to think about energy is this is anytime you get someone on a Zoom call, you get them to hang out with you. It doesn't matter if this is a low ticket thing, if this is a free thing. This is things like challenges, it's webinars, it's masterclasses, it's workshops. And then the third type of currency we have then is money. So it's getting people to actually purchase, your time, energy, and effort so that, they can actually get the help that they want. Now, the reason this is important is because, again, we are in an attention economy. And so in the past, all that you literally had to do was just, hey, capture somebody's attention, get them to follow you, get them to accept your friend request, turn them into that audience member, send them a DM, book them in for a call, and get them to join the program, become a client. It wasn't unusual to see even, someone accept your friend request in the morning. By that afternoon, they're booking in a call, and they're going ahead and they're joining your program. Like I said, though, things have really changed, and that's really the old way of doing things. It's not like a world that we live in anymore, and it's not working that way anymore. So we need to begin thinking about transacting in these 3 types of currency. We need to be thinking about how do we actually get people to consume more of our content? How do we actually create a world where there is more content for someone to consume? So many coaches right now, the one single reason why they're struggling so much is because all they're doing is creating 7-second reels. They're creating 30-second reels. And, there's no depth. There's nowhere where somebody can go deep with them. And what we found is that it takes roughly 1 to 7 hours of content consumption before someone becomes sold. So if you're only creating 30-second reels, it's going to take just so many days and days and days and days and days of posting for people to see your content to actually get, even just to that 1 hour threshold where they're actually, able to become sold. So we need to be thinking about how do we get people to spend more time with us? How do we get them to spend more energy with us, to come to Zoom calls, to hang out, to come to workshops, to come to masterclasses? Because it is the coaches, it is the creators right now that are crushing the time and energy game that ultimately are getting the thing that all of us business owners want, which is the money, right? The clients. And so again, under the old way, you didn't have to do anything time-wise. You didn't have to really do anything energy-wise. All you really had to do was talk to somebody, get them on a call, and sign them up into the program. So this really begins to shift. The reason I just spent a bunch of time there is because this right here lays the foundation. If you can understand this really lays the foundation for everything that you should be doing here in 2025. You really need to be prioritizing time and energy, and the money is something that almost just follows after that. So the way I want you to begin thinking about this is, we are here to create a flywheel. In other words, we're here to create something that the more energy you put into it, the more that it just takes that and is efficient and effective with it, and it begins to feed back into the system, and it almost creates like this energy in and of itself. So what this looks like inside of a business is it all really starts with getting leads. So the first place is, we have paid traffic, we have organic traffic. So in other words, we have, paid ads. There's many different strategies right now here in 2025. You can start out literally for $5 a day with paid ad strategies. It's never been more accessible than ever to get into paid advertising right now. So I think that's a very strong thing to be looking at and doing here in 2025. But paid ads is one way, and then you also have just like your classic organic. Now, paid ads was not really anything that we needed to mess with in past years. Everything you could do is just organic, but the algorithms have changed a lot. There's so much noise out there about how you should be going viral, and if you're not going viral, it's because your content sucks. But the actual like statistical probability of you going viral is less than 1%. And so what I found is that you're better off to, if you go viral, it's like, cool, that's awesome. But, going viral, less than 1% chance of going viral means you'd have to post 100 different times just at the chance to go viral one time. Now, if you're anything like me and you're here to build a business, it's like that's not a very predictable, consistent, reliable system to be looking at. And so this is why in 2025, I really like the idea of more of a hybrid marketing system where you've got a little bit of paid ads, you're also crushing it on the organic side. And so that way you have a lot more of that stability, that consistency inside of your lead generation that you actually need. Now, the game really is lead nurture. I talk about this all the time. There's so many coaches that have, 3,000 followers, but they're not getting any clients. And it's not a leads issue. It's that, hey, there's 3,000 people that just don't want to buy your stuff, or they don't want to buy from you specifically, right? And I don't mean that in any way to, attack you and your ability to coach or anything like that. It's just that from a marketing and sales standpoint, people are not wanting to purchase from you. So lead nurture, this is where you have your funnels, your call booking systems. After someone's nurtured, this is taking someone from being, that 0 out of 10 to a 2 out of 10, a 4 out of 10. So much of lead nurture is this stuff up here. It's the content consumption. It's getting people to come to master classes, getting them to participate in free challenges, getting them to come hang out on, a $9 workshop that you're hosting. So much of the game is lead nurture. Well, once we've nurtured a lead, we've got someone from, again, that 0 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 of wanting to work with you. It becomes about getting them on a sales call, making an offer to them, getting them in the program, getting them results so that, one, they actually want to stay, right? If you actually want to build 10, 15, 20K a month businesses, then, you need to keep clients around. You need to have a high level of client retention. Otherwise, you're just always chasing new clients. But when you get people results, you can then have case studies. You can have lots of proof backing your system, showing that, hey, this stuff just, works. I'm not just telling you this stuff works, but it actually works. Check it out. Here's real case studies. And then we can turn this into more paid traffic, more organic content, which just further feeds into this and creates that flywheel effect. We get leads, we nurture leads, we convert them, we get results, we document the results. Those results get us more leads, which gets us more lead nurture, right? And that becomes that flywheel effect. Now, when it comes to getting leads, sure, I'm going to go into this. All right. So when it comes to getting leads, there's a decent amount here. But what I really want to do, I specifically want to take a step back, and I want to talk about this paid traffic side of things. The easiest way to get into paid strategies right now is through boosting post. Now, what's very, very important is the way that most people are teaching you to boost post right now is totally wrong. They're saying that, hey, as soon as you have any sort of piece of content that gets a little bit of traction, go ahead and promote that thing because it means that people are liking this. And, so once we promote it, like more people are going to see it. The issue is that a lot of times content that gets traction and content that goes viral is a lot of times not good quality content from the standpoint of a lot of times it's just like maybe triggering or it's controversial or it's just funny. It's not going to bring you in leads who are like actually high quality and are serious. So what I want to really challenge you with is thinking about putting out quality content and then boosting quality content that even if it doesn't go viral, even if it doesn't just bring in, hundreds and hundreds of eyeballs and clicks and likes and comments and views, that the people that it does bring into your world are super high quality, people that would actually be a good fit for the program. Because ultimately that's what we're here to do. Like we're here to use our social media to grow our programs and to grow our business. And so I have the authority ads framework, the 4 C's framework. Whenever you're creating any sort of ad, so I actually literally want you to think about this. It's like create an ad first and then boost it. Right? So like actually consciously sit down and script out a reel or a carousel with the intentions of, hey, I'm going to boost this thing. So much of the noise, what everybody else is saying to do is just post a bunch of stuff, throw a bunch of stuff against the wall, hope that something works. The minute that something begins to kind of work, promote that thing. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Then again, you just get a whole bunch of, I hear from coaches all the time, they're doing that. They're just like, dude, I'm getting, all these people that are just terrible fits. They're not ideal clients. I'm sitting here looking at them. It's like, cool, I'm getting these followers, but like I'm sending them DMs. They don't even want to respond. We're looking for quality. We're looking for people to actually be a good fit for the program. So we have the 4 C's framework. Call out the ideal client, call out the problem, or call out the goal, contribute value, and then call to action. So what this could look like, by the way, the CTA, I know this is one that people get, they way overthink all the time. Doesn't really matter. The CTA is just like, what do you want this piece of content to do? Do you want the CTA to be like, hey, follow me? Do you want the CTA to be, hey, comment down below? Do you want the CTA to be like, hey, click the link down below? Is the CTA, hey, send me a DM? Doesn't really matter. Just the CTA needs to be optimized for whatever the purpose of that piece of content is. So with the 4 C's framework, again, call out the ideal client. So it's like, hey, are you a busy mom who is, call out the problem, struggling to lose weight, and then we want to contribute value. So some ideas of this would be like the way we contribute value in an authority positioning way would be things like calling out the ideal client, the problem, and saying like, hey, stop doing this and instead start doing this. A, B, C, D, follow for more value, right? Or another idea would be like call out the ideal client. So it'd be like, hey, are you this person? This is the 3 worst ways to achieve X goal. Instead, do this thing. Or it's like, hey, are you struggling to do X? Or you'll struggle to do X if you don't do Y. Or you'll struggle to do X if you keep doing Y. Or if you're experiencing X, then you need to do Y, right? So with the 4 C's framework, what we're really trying to do is we are trying to really call out. The entire framework is we're creating this before ever posting to make sure that we are specifically calling out the problem or the struggle or the pain and introduce to these people a new way of doing things. At the end of the day, the only reason that somebody really joins an online coaching program is because they've tried things in the past, it didn't work out, and nobody wants to just try the same old thing before that didn't work for them. So if you want to get really good at marketing and really bringing in good, high quality leads, you want to be introducing people to a new way of doing things. So it's like, hey, stop doing this thing the old way and instead start doing it this way. Hey, stop, these are the 3 worst things to do if you want to achieve this goal, and then you name off 3 things that they're actually doing. Or it's like, hey, if you're struggling to lose weight, then you need to stop doing this, right? We're introducing to them new ways. Because what we're ultimately trying to do is we are trying to help people alleviate frustrations, anxiety, and pain by helping them see that there's a new, different, and better way. That is the game of marketing, all right? If this is the one thing that you can take away from this, it's to understand that your job as a content creator, as the marketer of your business, is to understand that here is your ideal client. And they are stuck, they're out of momentum, they're out of shape, they're frustrated, they're anxious, they're in pain. And the thing is they've more than likely already done things. And so they don't want to go back in and redo the thing that didn't work. So what we have to do is we have to show them that there's a new way, there's a different way. We're not going to go do the thing you did before, and it's going to be a better way. It's going to be a way that's actually going to help you get results. So our job, again, is we're just literally introducing with these authority ads, we're introducing to people new ways of doing things, new opportunities, a different way, a different approach, a better approach to actually helping them get in shape. So when you do it this way, when you're doing things this right way, the people who are coming into your world, they already have the problem because you've called out the problem inside the ad. And they're looking for this new solution, which the solution is your program, right? So you really only want to talk about things that you actually do inside your program. So again, the important thing here, quality versus quantity. I wanted to give you this 4 C's framework because this is such an important piece. The noise out there right now is just, hey, post a whole bunch of stuff. If you're not going viral, it's because you suck. You just need to post. Oh, something gets a little bit of traction, just go ahead and boost that thing. But again, it's like, there's no quality control here. So we want to be thinking about who's the ideal client, what's the problem, introduce them to a new way, a new idea, a better way, and then make a call to action to them. So if you have any questions on this, by the way, just go ahead and let me know. I'd love to dig more into this, but I want to keep going. So now that we understand, we're trying to create this flywheel. We understand, hey, the people that are winning right now, they are winning because they are transacting not just in money. It's not just, here's my social media, I'm using this as a cash machine. Instead, they're seeing it as, hey, here's my social media. I'm investing my time, energy, and effort in creating really good content for people. So people are consuming all kinds of content. I'm hosting all sorts of events. So people are coming to Zoom, they're hanging out with me. I'm doing free challenges, master classes. I'm capturing people's time. I'm capturing their attention, which then leads to money. This really begins to shift our funnels. It begins to shift the ways that we're actually showing up on social media. And I want to introduce this idea to you that we need to be thinking about building moats. All right, in 2025, we need to begin thinking about building moats. In the past, it was just about how quickly can you get somebody onto a call? How quickly can you take that person from accepting your friend request to getting into a DM to booking in that call to becoming a client? And in 2025, that is just not the game anymore. The game that we're really playing right now is a massive lead nurture game. People, they have joined programs, they're feeling burnt. And so the thing that people are doing right now is they're doing lots of research. People are coming into our worlds. They are maybe downloading a few free things. Maybe they're showing up to a webinar. Maybe they're purchasing some sort of masterclass that you host. They watch some YouTube videos, or if you have a podcast, or even if you just release playbooks and maybe you're really good at writing, and so you write blog posts, or you put out again ebooks or things like that. people are coming into our world and they want to consume content. They want to consume 1 to 7 hours of content. They want to make an informed and educated decision. And so what we're really seeing right now is that the buying cycles are just extending out. And what's happening in between that phase, between being that lead to actually getting on a sales call and becoming a client, is all of this content consumption. That's why I said we're in an attention economy. It's a creator's world. The coaches who are creating the most content, who are creating the most playbooks, who are creating the most resources, the coaches who are creating the most workshops and masterclasses and webinars, those are the coaches who are actually getting clients. And so it's kind of funny. It's like the coaches who are more focused on content are getting clients. The coaches that are super obsessed with just closing and sales and getting clients and getting in the DMs are actually the coaches who are struggling right now. And it's because they've built this moat. So you want to be thinking about, we want to build a moat around ourselves. So let me just walk through the moat, and then I'll walk through the content client funnel, a little bit more tactical. These are both the same thing, by the way. The moat is the content client funnel. This is just a different way of communicating this. So let me just walk you through like what this looks like. So what we're looking for is we're looking to be getting 10 to 30 daily new leads, right? In an ideal world, even if you're just getting 5, let's say you're getting started, you start running some of these, authority ads I was talking about, you're using the 4C framework, maybe you start out $5 a day. So you're like, hey, I'm getting, dollar leads. I have a client right now who's actually getting 50-cent leads, 50-cent followers. So even just $5 to $10 a day, we're really just looking to get 10 to 30 new leads daily. We're looking to get 10 to 30 new followers over on Instagram with these authority ads. Again, in the old way of doing things, it was just how can we hop in the DMs, get them booked in for a call, turn them into a client. That's just not what's working in 2025. Instead, people want to come in and they want to enter your content ecosystem. They want to come in and they want to watch a few YouTube videos and they want to download a few free resources. And yes, they want to get into a DM conversation. They want to watch your mini VSL, which so many coaches just literally do not have a video sales letter right now. The mini VSL basically is a video that breaks down who it is you are, what your program is, how it is that you actually help people. So many coaches under the old way, the only way that someone even learns about their program is when they actually get on a sales call. So people have to go all the way to the very end of the process, get on this sales call. The way that most sales calls are taught, and it's the way that I teach as well, it's just the right way to do things, is, the program's not mentioned till all the way at the end, and then pricing is the last thing you talk about. So put yourself in your ideal client's shoe. Your ideal client, they're getting on this call with this stranger, this person they don't really know. They don't have any idea what this program is that they're about to learn about. And now all of a sudden, right there, boom, you've told them about the program, you've dropped the price on them just literally 30 seconds ago, and they're being asked to make a decision. We are in a trust recession right now, as many people are saying, and I like that. I definitely think that's true. And in the trust recession, the best thing that we can possibly do is be a lot more upfront about what it is we do. Actually have a video sales letter which just lays out for people, hey, this is actually what my program is. This is how I help people. This is my pillars. This is the process. This is exactly what it looks like. That way, when somebody actually comes into a sales conversation with you, they're being able to make an informed decision. They're not just hearing about it for the first time and then all of a sudden being asked to hey, pull out a credit card and purchase something. But anyways, I digress on that. This is actually like a huge, huge reason. So many coaches, it's just literally nobody knows what they do. They don't know how they can help them. So that's just why they're not getting clients. But then we also have other tools. We have low ticket things. We have new free trainings we can release. We have conversion events, things like masterclasses, workshops. All of these things are what help us build a good moat. It's what allows us to really just build this base where rather than just being obsessed on how can I take one person, get them on a call today, turn them into a client, what we're really doing is we're almost creating like this farm. Right? We're almost creating this farm where we're taking all of our leads and we're pushing them into the moat. And the moat is full of content and it's full of resources and it's full of events and there's low ticket things and there's free trainings. And yes, we're getting in the DMs and we're talking to them. But this moat is what is allowing us to really mass nurture people all at once and really just warm them up. And again, almost like a farm is the way you want to view this. The old way felt a lot like hunting. Find one person, get one person on a call, turn that person into a client. It was very much like hunting. Under the farming, it's like we're planting many, many seeds at once. And it's this mass nurture system that is allowing us to, have seasons of planting, but then also have seasons of harvest. And so what this can look like on a micro level. So you get the leads, they come to your profile, and then that's where this moat begins to happen. And then people come to sales calls and they become a client. What I would say is that if you run this moat properly, I actually have clients right now that are not using any sort of sales calls. They're just closing in the DMs because their moat is so strong that people don't even need to get on a call. They're literally coming to the DMs saying, hey, I'm ready to go. Can you send me a link? How do I get signed up? What's the next steps look like? It's not to say that that should be the goal for everybody, but when you get this moat piece correct, it really, really shifts the game and it really changes things. Now, on a more like practical day-to-day level, this is kind of what the flow looks like. You have your authority ad, which brings them into the content ecosystem, which is your profile, it's your short form, it's your long form. If you have an email list, I didn't break down a lot of that stuff, but the content ecosystem is just attention is the game, and diversity of attention is really important right now. Having multiple different platforms that you're on, but you want to do it in a way where it's not stressful. There's actually a smarter way to approach things where you're not creating all this different content for all these different places. You want to, again, approach things in a way where it's going to be sustainable, not burn you out. So what I'm not saying is go start 4 different social medias, post on all 4 different social medias every single day. That's not at all what we're doing. All right. So you have a content ecosystem. From there, you have different outbound strategies, inbound DM strategies. Like I said, nurture really is the game. And nurture, this is really that moat. All right. So we're not even taking people to a sales call until they've been in our moat for a little while. We're not even taking people to a sales call until they've gone through a few processes, they've downloaded a few free resources. Fact is, when somebody wants to join into my program immediately, it's a little bit of a red flag for me here in 2025 because I'm like, hey, you don't even know who I am. You've not been here long enough to watch any content. And so, it's not a good sign necessarily. Now, with that being said, we're also not talking about it needing to take months and months and months. If you set this thing up properly, for instance, like I have 2-hour videos on my YouTube channel, and that sounds crazy, but I've had people consume that entire 2-hour video, reach out to me in the DMs and say, hey, I just watched this video. I implemented a lot of this stuff. It's awesome. It's great. How can I find out more about your coaching program and how to join up? That's what this moat looks like. That's what this nurture process looks like. It's just giving people the ability to go deep with you so that they're pre-sold. They already know what it is you do. They know how you can help, et cetera, right? So that's what this looks like. It's not about how long somebody follows you. This nurture process is not about how long somebody follows you. It's about how much content of yours they've consumed. So again, if you only have reels, there's not a lot of content to consume. So long form is really the thing that we're seeing to crush right now. You nurture people, you get in the mini VSL, tells them exactly, hey, this is what the program looks like, and then and only then do we get them booked in for a sales call. So the last question here as I wrap up this training is awesome. So it's a content game. It's this moat that I'm supposed to be building. So what does that actually look like? Well, there's 2 different types of content that I see right now. There is growth content and there's conversion content. And the way that you want to think about growth content is this answers the how. All right, this video is a little bit of growth content because it's information showing how to start working towards your goals, how to start actually solving your problems. So inside of this piece of content, for instance, I've given a lot of value. I've given a lot of tactics. I've given you my 4 C's authority ad framework. I've given you some different ideas and frameworks that you can actually push that ad through. I've explained to you the different flowcharts, what it is we're actually trying to do, right? This has like been more of an educational post. So this is growth content. It's other piece of growth content. It's literally, it's like teaching you how to solve your problems, right? So that's what you want to do for your clients inside of your fitness coaching business. You want to teach them in some of your content. We also know though, if you've been in space for a while, it's not all just about teaching. You want to balance it out. So we'll talk about conversion here in a second. With growth content, this is things like relatable message, it's how-to, it's tips. This is your controversial hot takes, tutorials, point of view, quick wins, content series, FAQs, memes, telling your story. Like this is just content that it's very easy to be bookmarked. It's very easy to save. Like this has been like a tactical one that I'm assuming like many of you guys watching this right now are probably going to come back to, right? This is just content that is easy to take the link, put it over in your notes, text it to yourself, like somewhere where you can come back and watch it again. On the other side of things then, all right, so that's growth content. Growth content, again, it's content that's very easy to go viral. It's very easy to, save it, like any of that kind of stuff. Anything that's shareable, that's like mass consumed. Conversion content, however, is different. Conversion content is not content that's always going to go viral. In fact, a lot of times it's not going to go viral. But it's very, very important because it explains the what and the why. So questions that people need to be answering in their own mind, or questions that you need to answer for other people in their own mind before they actually feel comfortable signing up is, for instance, why should I even care about this, right? Why should I care about creating a content mode? Why should I even care about ketogenic diet? Why should I even care about carb cycling? Why should I even care about this new way and this new thing that you're telling me about? Why is this a problem? Why does this stuff need to be fixed? Why should I even listen to you? Why should I pick you as the coach versus everyone else, or literally just not doing anything at all? Right? That's questions that people are going to have that you have to overcome, that you have to answer inside your content. They're also going to be asking what? What do I need to do to get results? What beliefs do I need to shift? Right? So many of your clients as fitness coaches think that, getting results is about tons and tons of long workouts. They literally like view themselves as 18 years old again. They think they have to be in the gym for 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. They think they need to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli, right? Like what beliefs need to be shifted? What do you do? What results have you gotten? These are all questions that your conversion content needs to be answering. So this is like belief shifting content, again, showing people that, hey, you think this, but it's actually this. It's debunking common myths. It's an empowering message. This is thought-provoking things. This is actual, client case studies where you go deep. It's breakdowns of results that you've achieved, unique frameworks, methods, insights from your failures and lessons or clients' failures and lessons, objection handling, right? So like, for instance, if you are a female coach and you primarily coach other females, you already know that like spouse and money objection is going to be a huge, huge thing. So how can you begin pre-handling that inside of your content? And then just in general, talking about problem solution, right? This is your problem. Well, this is the solution. This is content that is going to convert people. And so you want to be having a good mixture of all of this stuff, right? Inside of your profile. So many coaches, they just tend to skew to one side or the other. On one side, They just have, there's a lot of people that just have a lot of growth content. They get a lot of likes, they get a lot of engagement, but they don't get a lot of clients. On the other side, you'll see people that have a lot of just conversion content. They're putting out stuff, they're explaining to people what they do, why they should do it, but just not a lot of people are seeing it. So they just don't get a lot of leads. You want to have a good mixture of the two. You want to have some growth content, you want to have some conversion content. And again, it's when you mix these two, and it's when you apply this framework and this idea of creating this moat where your business really is going to begin shifting this year. And again, the thing that I would just drive all this home as I wrap it up is just a reminder that everything comes at a cost. Everything, it's either costing you your time because you have to consume it and figure it out and spend time on it. Everything either costs you time or it costs you energy or it costs you money. All right. So time, either you have to figure it out, or your energy, you have to actually do it yourself and get in there and figure this thing out, or your money. And so understanding this fundamentally should shift the way that you're viewing your business right now. Again, so much of the old way was just get the lead, get them on this call as quickly as possible, try to get them into the program. And it just does not work like that in 2025. Does it mean that you're not going to have some clients that it works like that? Absolutely not. But for the majority of people and for the majority of clients that you are going to land, so many coaches I'm talking to right now, and they just feel like, hey, I just don't have any leads. Like I've just ran out of leads. I don't have anybody to talk to. It feels like they're just scraping the bottom of the barrel right now and just really running out of ideas of what to actually be doing to get clients. And this right here is the answer. It takes some time, energy, and effort to get it set up. It takes some real strategy and thought to be put into this. But this is what works. This is how to be landing clients. And what I'm just seeing is coaches who are not abiding by these principles, coaches who don't have a very big moat. It's like their castle, so to speak. It's vulnerable. They don't have a lot of leads. They don't have a lot of protection from competitors, from the economy, from everything as a whole. And so there's one thing that I could just impress upon you as I wrap this video up is just really think about it and take it seriously to invest into your audience, to invest into building this moat, into creating a world where you are just seen as this value machine, where you have lots of goodwill in the market, where there's lots of people that know you, that think of you favorably. They think good things when they think about you, and not just, that's the person who tries to always get me booked into a call to sell me something. Because this right here, this is, that old way of doing things will not work in 2025, and this instead is what you need to be doing. So hopefully this is valuable, hopefully this is helpful. Would love to hear from you. What's clicking? If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up and chat. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.